And welcome to the bonus content, guys and gals, boys and girls. I hope that you enjoyed the interview with Maria. I know that I did. She's all about that environment and getting your proper VPD set in your tent and rooms in order to keep those plants super happy. So Maria, what do you say? Let's get right into these bonus questions, huh?
Let's do it.
All right. What is the one product or item that must remain in your garden? Of course, you have to be there and cannabis plants have to be there. But besides those, what's that one product or item that you need to be successful?
I'm gonna have to go with my NPK. It's hard for me to, I guess, get the yields that I want and the quality that I want without my nutrients. Obviously, I want to go with an organic nutrient, but yeah, I'm gonna have to say that first and foremost.
So you use Fox Farm Ocean soil. What do you use to supplement with that?
So I just started a new nutrient line within the last like 6 months. It's called Dominion Organics, and it's just a really organic nutrient line. It's actually formulated locally here, so we know the guy that does it. He's got a really awesome background in, I think, I think it's like microbiology and plant biochemistry or something crazy like that.
Okay.
So he's actually worked for Advanced Nutrients before. So anyways, he's really passionate about creating innovative products that are organic, and they work really well. We've had great success at Koala, as well as my personal garden and a few other gardens that I consult for.
Awesome.
So yeah, I would highly recommend anyone to try that if you're interested in organic flower with great terpene production.
Yeah, well, who shouldn't be interested in that?
Yep. So everyone.
So we'll link those up in the show notes. Dominion Organics. I like that. So Maria, besides what you have going on right now, what does the perfect grow look like for you? You know, you can grow your 15 plants, so we'll run with that. What's the perfect size, shape? You know, would you change anything about your lights? Would you add an air conditioner? Would you, if money was no object, what would you change about your current grow in order to improve it?
I would definitely add AC and CO2. That's for sure. And then, if I could have more plants, that'd be awesome. But but no, I mean the LEDs that I'm using right now are awesome. They are Power Harvest, and we're actually at Koala. We've got some California Lightworks,
Mm-hmm.
which are really great too. But I can't say that I would change anything. Maybe I would add a few of those. They have a little more white spectrum, which the plants seem to really love. But I think I would intersperse some of those in there. And then, yeah, AC, CO2, like I said. Other than that, I've worked pretty hard to get things to where they need to be other than that. So yeah, I think that about sums it up.
Great. Great. So what is your favorite strain to grow either right now or a historical strain that you absolutely loved to grow?
Well, I have to say my all-time favorite is going to be Jack Herrera as a medical grower, and really any type of grower. It's really hard to mess that strain up. It's really resilient, it grows fast, it is an excellent yielder, it smells amazing, it's really floral. And I think the one that I was growing was actually XJ13, but I was told it was Jack Herrera. So that's like an all-time favorite. But currently I'm really loving Wedding Cake, and we've got a really great Perps one that we've done some pretty good stuff with. We had some problems with it at first, but we've gotten it to a good place. So yeah, I would say those are some of my favorites right now.
I think that's the second time that we've had wedding cake mentioned as the answer to this question.
It's definitely trendy right now.
Very popular strain right now, and lots of things coming off of that wedding cake lineage as well.
Yeah, totally.
So Maria, we're going to bring you to a deserted island for the remainder of your days.
Oh God.
And but we're going to give you an unlimited supply of one strain of flour or oil. We'll give you a little leniency in choices there. And one way to consume that for the remainder of your days. What would the strain and how are we consuming it be?
That's an interesting question because I actually don't smoke anymore.
Oh,
But
you grow 15 plants and you don't smoke anymore?
no, I grow. Well, so I guess I didn't clarify. I'm caretaking for a family member because I don't actually have any medical issues.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
so yeah, I have a family member that I take care of their garden. But let's see. I love the effect of Blue Dream. I know that's like a really old school answer. But I
It's an
love the
oldie but
effect
a
of Blue
goodie.
Dream. An oldie but a goodie. And I would have to say, yeah, a good old bong is my preferred way, but like a mini bong.
Mini bong. Okay. Are you one of those like I'm gonna smoke this whole bong myself and then give it off to somebody else? Are
No,
you a green hitter only?
I'm like the one hit wonder. I
Okay.
prefer just the green, a little green hit
Yeah.
in my mini bong.
So is that why you don't smoke anymore? Because you're such a lightweight, or is there something else to share?
Um, I at a certain point, I used to smoke a lot, and I think at a certain point, it just kind of made me more anxious than
Mm-hmm.
relaxed, which, you know, previously to being anxious, it did make me really relaxed and
Yep.
it was awesome. But for whatever reason, I think maybe my biochemistry just changed and that also changed. And then I also found that like when I started working on a large scale grow, I just was too forgetful and I actually created more problems for myself when I like had that, you know, airheaded morning after high. So
Sure.
it just it wasn't productive for me.
Okay. Have you tried any like smoking any hemp flower, like high CBD strains to see if that counteracts the anxiousness that you were getting before?
That's a really good question. I actually have been really wanting to do that because I do miss smoking.
Mm-hmm.
I did try. There was a joint at one of the dispensaries that was like 1% THC
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know, like 17 or 15% CBD.
Yep.
And I actually really did enjoy that.
Mm-hmm.
CBD has definitely been a go-to for me in the last year. So yeah, I'm really excited about more hemp flower coming out in our dispensaries.
Totally, totally. I don't know what Washington has done with their hemp laws since the Farm Act and everything, but here in the Northeast, every state's kind of taken it upon themselves to take a different approach on something that's federally legal. Yet, we have states that are legalizing cannabis that it's federally illegal, and in the same states, they're putting restrictions on something that is federally legal, that is less psychoactive and less harmful. It's just
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of
a crazy
sense.
world we live in right now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's different everywhere you go. It's pretty confusing. But yeah, I think in our dispensaries there's this weird gap between the federal legalization and then ours. So I think the recreational has to be 1% and the federally legal has to be like 0.3%.
Yep.
So as far as I know, anything in between 0.3% and 1% is basically no man's land. Um, so yeah,
Uh,
that's pretty much our options at this point in
it's
Washington.
such a crazy market to be in the middle of.
It
It's
is.
nuts. Well, I would, strongly encourage you only for the medicinal benefits of you said CBD's already been helping you, but to be able to get some THC back in your system, find I mean, you grow enough for yourself. You can start growing a very high CBD strain with a little THC in there, and hopefully that will solve the anxiousness problems and even make things a little more clear headed in the morning for you.
Totally, yeah, that's definitely something that I want to start experimenting with in some of our gardens.
Awesome.
It's hard to find those strains though in the market that we're in, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Everybody wants high THC. So hopefully we'll get some more of that.
Well, we can talk. I can send you in the right direction for a couple of things for your personal garden. I'm sure there are Washington state laws that require procurement of new strains, appropriately.
Yeah, that would be
But
awesome.
I have a friend that has some really dynasty genetics. I don't know why I'm being secretive about it. They're good friends of the show and good friends of mine, but they have some, Charlotte's Web crosses with some of their strains that are absolutely phenomenal and producing, 17 to 20% CBD to 1 or 2% THC. So really killer ratios.
Awesome. Yeah, that would be awesome.
So Maria, let's wrap things up here with talking about the big F failures. What's one of your biggest failures in the garden? And as the garden rehab master, maybe it's one of the biggest failures you've walked into, but talk about how you overcame that and then corrected it so it didn't happen again.
Okay, so I would say the biggest failure, contracting root aphids was a big failure. But it's kind of a hard one because once they're there and it could come from anywhere, they're just basically impossible to get rid of unless you get rid of everything and are somehow able to clean out, 10,000 square feet of space, completely fumigate it. So yeah, that was a hard one. Whether or not that was my fault we'll never know. But
Is there a story behind this? Like you think it might have been you, but it might have been something
no,
else? Okay.
I think it was our soil.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it was my fault, but nevertheless, looking back, I wish that I would have, done like preventative treatments.
Sure.
And we were able to get it under control to where it hasn't, we haven't struggled because of it. Obviously, we have to invest a couple thousands of dollars a month in controlling that, which sucks. But, preventative treatment is definitely something that I would encourage everyone to do, whether, it's like once a month you use Botanigard, WP, or something organic, just to, just in case you do get, that one alien root aphid that is born with babies inside of it. Maybe you have a chance of killing it. So yeah, that's what I would say. Prevention is a lot better than having to, react to the problem.
Absolutely. I felt like there was another big failure that was waiting in the wings for us before I interrupted you about the question there. Did you have another one that you wanted to share?
No, I think, everything's been a learning experience. So, it's all been for the better, I guess you could say. But yeah, I think at some point everyone should just anticipate having to deal with, especially in like such a large scale, where we have an open ventilation system in the garden that koala that I'm working in right now. So, preventing us from ever getting any outside pests is just basically not an option.
Right.
So having that experience is ultimately for the better. I can help other people fight that now, and maybe I can help them not get root aphids.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing your failures. I know that's not always an easy thing to talk about, but you definitely have the right attitude that as long as everything is a learning experience, it's not necessarily a failure, as long as we can learn from it.
Totally.
Thank you again, Maria, so much for your time today. And audience, we will catch you next time, and happy growing.
Thanks, Rob. Have a great day.